All right, guys, welcome back to the ALGS channel. Hope you guys are all doing well and having a great day so far. A lot to dive into and discuss in today's video. And honestly, with the matches that have happened over the last 2 days, it is absolutely insane to discuss what is going on behind the scenes with the LAN qualifiers. Teams that are needing to show up with a bang are doing so, and they're shaking up who's going to make it to the LAN, who's not going to make it to the LAN. Some controversies along the way. TSM going crazy and saving their chances. A lot to discuss in this one. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys want to stay up to date all things Apex Legends Esports related and what is going on. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this. So firstly, I wanted to make mention of here, obviously Fallout has as his Apex After Hours show, where after the games are over, they do some interviews and stuff. Him and Snipe Down have been doing a great job at pushing out the content over there. And so we actually had a situation where Snipe Down had publicly said he believes that NRG may not qualify for the Split 2 playoff in London. At first, we were thinking NRG is doing consistently well. Everything's going to be okay. TSM, on the other hand, not doing a great job. Now, Snipe Down's come out and said that NRG is probably not going to make it. And will they actually make it? At the end of the video, we're going to go over the scorecards, and I'll show you guys what is going on, what to expect, what has to happen in order for things to fall into place. So don't worry about that. Also, Madness answers everyone's favorite question. Should you be playing mouse and keyboard or controller? And he's basically just says, you know, the common answer that there are specific advantages and disadvantages to both. So make sure to go check out the Apex After Hours for more of their content as well. Also wanted to mention that Luminosity had posted some drop spots. So we have had an infamous conversation about drop spots and what is going on. Now, I will say I did come across a picture of DMs between basically Raven and Imperial HAL. I was going to show them because at first I was like, what the heck is going on? Is TSM colluding with other, like, what's happening? Then I realized it's not that big of a deal. It's not that I guess it's not that hard to I guess players do this all the time. Essentially what I found out is that basically TSM was trying to practice drop spots on teams that are already qualified and guaranteed to go basically to LAN, and they just wanted to get some practice on those as well. So they're going to DM them about possibly doing so and make sure they agree. So there was no team that was going to be affected that was outside or like wasn't guaranteed to qualify already. They were only trying to do it for teams that were qualified and that were pretty much safe just for practice sake. So people were sending it to me and I thought, oh my gosh, what is going on? TSM caught doing some dirty stuff. It wasn't that at all. TSM was basically just trying to get some practice, and this is a common thing that happens. So if you guys saw that DM and you're wondering why I wasn't talking about it, that is exactly why. So we actually have map changes coming in with the new season. We've already got Luminosity basically calling this their drop location, that they are going to be dropping on all shards and you know, all future tournaments here in this is what used to be Fragment, now going to be called Monument. So interesting stuff there. And then Lanimal's also saying we will be going to survey / epi in regionals on World's Edge. So we've been wondering where our team's going to drop here. So the top 20 teams are now in. The Lanimals will be going to survey and epicenter in the regionals finals for World's Edge. Highest like comment is who we will be contesting on Stormpoint. Obviously Glitch Energy is on there, so people are wondering, you know, is Glitch Energy going to be contested by Lanimals? That would be a tough one. Obviously, you guys know over on my jmeyels channel, my original jmeyels channel, we're sponsored by Glitch Energy, so we like to root for them. I'm trying to get them to sponsor this channel as well. So interesting stuff. And what 20 teams are there? Well, here are the contestants that we have going in for the regional finals on a map set. Basically, this is a picture of the map, and this is also what you could expect to be in regional finals. So you guys can see FaZe uncontested, TSM uncontested, Optic Gaming uncontested. You've got Glitch Energy uncontested, the Meat Lovers, X100. All these teams seem to be uncontested. The only two contests that we see right now are Complexity and Lanimals, and then also we see Wildcard and Dark Zero seem to be contesting on World's Edge as well. Honestly, I worry about Lanimals with this drop spot. I don't know if contesting Complexity is going to be the greatest of decisions, but we'll see if they can put that together. Also wanted to mention that the Spire Academy has been happy to announce their partnership with Luminosity Red. Obviously, Spire had been doing a lot of stuff in the Challenger scene. Luminosity picked up the female squad. Good stuff to see that they're all getting involved there and more resources are being tapped into. Also, Furia has announced that they have booked their flights because the boys are going to ALGS London. Yes, they did punch their official ticket yesterday after the games were over. They did a great job in the you know, match day 6, I believe, or whenever it was, all 6 of their rounds, whatever, they played their 6 rounds, what I'm trying to say anyways. And so they have punched their ticket to London and their flights are booked. So Also, Optic Gaming, the next one to join that list. They have qualified for the ALGS Split 2 playoffs, $1 million LAN in London July 13th through July 16th are the dates that it's going to be. Obviously, I've always been a fan of Noct ever since he kind of got screwed over by the Cloud9 situation. So I'm rooting for Noct. Hopefully those boys can put it together and hopefully all goes well at the event. Also wanted to mention that Saws is going to be stepping away from competitive. A lot of people in the tier 2 scene, sadly, we see teams that compete for quite some time. Sometimes not only do roster changes happen, but a lot of times we see people retire or move on from the game entirely, and it seems like he's going to be one to join that as well. Also wanted to mention some drama. Nasky had basically been attacking Matafe, or Matafe, however you guys like to pronounce it. And so these guys have some beef over in the European scene, right? The EMEA games were going on. Nasky basically tweeted out that this guy's doing no damage. He does better as a knockdown shield than he does actually play. And I got to be honest, this was pretty bad. This guy, honestly, he didn't really do any damage. But I know a lot of this stuff is basically for the, just the sake of just making beef exist, right? Where beef didn't exist, let's make beef exist. And I think this kind of stuff is, as a lot of people say, oh, this was toxic to do, to call out or to say, whatever. I think honestly it just makes the LANs that much better. We need more trash talk. He even came back in the comments saying 4 out of 10 expected better from you. I guess you disappoint in more things than just edge IGLing and ALGS. And then Nasky had to point back and say, look at, we're ahead of you in the points and stuff like this. Fire Beavers, obviously, like they're just so far ahead of the game, they don't even care. So it's just kind of some petty drama that I thought was interesting. But yeah, definitely something to look out for in the LAN upcoming and the beef that they are starting to, I guess, build up here. I love it, honestly. I think it makes better for esports entirely. Also wanted to mention the boys. Here we go. TSM. Did they make it? Are they making it? What is going on? Well, I actually loved HAL basically went on a video not long ago saying, he kind of, apparently he had teared up and said, hey boys, I got to apologize. This is, I really appreciate you guys, being who you are, kind of having my back and all this stuff. And then TSM even tweeted, through thick and thin, we always got your back, HAL, and Reps and Verhul. So I want to show you guys this clip first, then let's go over the score. Let's talk about what's going on with the TSM situation and some other teams as well. Roll the clip.
I just want to say, I personally felt defeated, and I know I was being a Demi Downer this entire time, right? And I shouldn't be doing that as a teammate or as a teammate or a leader, but I should probably said this before I muted up, but I want to just say out loud, like, I don't think we would win today if without them, to be honest. Like, they stepped up so much, like it was actually insane, and I'm just happy they're my teammates, because I was the one that like kind of losing hope, and everybody else kind of still stuck around, and I owe them everything for that. So yeah.
You love to see, honestly. I'm so glad to see this side of HAL. Obviously, this is what a true leader looks like, by the way. Someone who can call themselves out on their own issues. So good stuff from HAL. And honestly, I'm so happy for Big E and Jordan as well. Those guys have been the rock right now. While HAL has been down and he's not been so happy, they've been still standing strong to know that they can do this. So let's talk about what can they do? What have they done? Let's take a look at the overall scoreboard. So yes, we know XAT and Optic Gaming obviously have made it. Fury has made it. A lot of these other teams that are very likely to make it, you've got Dark Zero. And what I love to see here, the overall standings yesterday, Glitch Energy was actually in like 12th place, and now they're looking like they're going to make it after they won day 9 yesterday. If you guys did not watch it, Glitch Energy popped off with an amazing day. So Glitch Energy now looking amazing in the top 5 right now, and I believe, if I heard correctly, they have completely qualified already. I think they said basically if they won that night, they got automatically punched in, and I believe they may have done that. Regardless, they get to play in regional finals. I'm sure they'll do just fine, and all will be well. So what are the regional finals? Well, you can see all these teams right here did not make it. So UCX, INT, NXS, DIG, Rise, TD, SCS, AJC, the Tripods, of course, and then Litecoin did not make it either. So you've got Dreamfire, you've got Native Gaming, actually DF. Is that Dream? I think there's Drug Free. I'm sorry, Dreamfire is freaking entirely different region. I'm about to say that did not sound right. Drug Free, I'm sorry, made it. Native, E8, I'm actually surprised E8 made it. They barely slipped in. They're gonna have to show up big time because they have been struggling. Sentinels obviously made it. Oxygen had a big day yesterday and they made it. Lanimals, they're all on the brink. So here are the top 20 teams. Now, regardless, we got regional finals coming up. Here are your 20 teams playing. However, don't forget, this is not the top 11 teams make it from here. You got to be the top 11 overall to make it. So regional finals is just a small piece of that puzzle overall. So still, these overall standings are what matters the most. So TSM currently in 8th right now. If it ended today, yes, TSM would make it. But TSM basically has to still average out somewhat decent enough to where they don't drop down 3 or 4 spots. NRG is currently tied for 11th right now with wildcard, which is basically the going to be the reason that they would or would not make it. I think as of right now, NRG would make it based upon a tiebreaker rule. But that's not to say if NRG does not have a good regional finals come next weekend, we are going to be in for a bad run for NRG. And I think, honestly, if NRG does make it, this may be possibly one of the most watched LAN events of all time for Apex because of just how just much went on in the scene behind scenes of this of TSM barely making it, almost not making it, turning up last second. Glitch Energy almost didn't make it, turning up last second. FaZe all of a sudden being a powerhouse with Snipe down and squad. Obviously those guys have been insane. Exit's been good all season long. Optic Gaming looks to be back to their year 2 performance looking like. So what is going to happen when all the big orgs show up? I was going to be really sad if you have a big org that doesn't show up, it's going to be a little heartbreaking. I would be sad if Sentinels doesn't make it, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to make it, sadly. And I wonder if Sentinels even going to keep that roster anymore. Oxygen, same thing. I really want Lanimals to make it just for the sake of Alberlelli, competing on LAN against HAL and all of this stuff. NRG obviously got to make it. They are the arch nemesis of TSM, and they finished 2nd in the last LAN as well. So I'm just really looking forward to all these teams competing, and I'm praying that all these guys can make it. I mean, honestly, the only thing I can really hope for overall is that maybe Lanimals kicks in and maybe Luminosity drops. I mean, I don't even want Luminosity to drop out, really. I would say maybe. I hate for the Meat Lovers to drop out because I love Tech, and I think they're doing a great job to show that, he still got it and he needs to be a little bit more respected. But Wildcard, obviously, they're tied for 11th, so I don't know if they can make it either. So it's just going to be tough. I don't really know who's going to make it. I don't know if Lanimals has honestly even got a chance. They're going to just have to show up big, and I'm talking about big if they're going to make it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I know I've been rambling on a bit for this one, but see you guys all in the next one. Take care of yourselves. It's Viber only positivity, and until the next time, I will see you all later, Gators.